Hello and welcome to this virtual training session. The topic for today's presentation is SAP Sybase PowerBuilder Product Overview and Roadmap. It will be presented by Jason Levenger and Sue Daniel. Before we get started, I need to remind everyone that this session is being recorded. In the recorded session, your name may be visible to other people who are viewing the recording. If you have any objection, please disconnect at this time. Now I'd like to introduce Jason to begin the presentation. Jason, over to you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to start by welcoming everybody to the session. We know this is time out of your day, and we appreciate you spending these moments with us to get an update on the PowerBuilder roadmap. We have a great session planned for you today with a lot of good content. You're going to find that this content really represents the feedback that we've heard from the community over the last several months. We appreciate everybody who has given us ideas and opinions and thoughts on what we need to do. You'll notice as we go through the agenda that we are going to talk about more than just the PowerBuilder roadmap here. However, when we do talk about the product roadmap, I do want to remind everybody that we're sharing with you information that's forward-looking in nature, and therefore it's covered by the standard legal disclosure that you see up here on the board. As we progress through the session today, you're going to hear us talk about the product roadmap, but you're also going to hear us talk about what we're doing overall for PowerBuilder, which includes how we're helping and support the community and efforts we have underway to expand the market for PowerBuilder. We've gotten a lot of feedback from you guys indicating that we need to do more than just focus on the product when it comes to PowerBuilder. SAP is listening to you, and we are responding. We are going to start, however, by talking about the real-time data platform. This is the overall vision for the SAP Database and Technology Division. You are going to hear about this a lot as you hear from different webinars, from different conferences, different events that you come to, and we do want to make sure you understand what this vision is, and we also want to make sure you understand how that vision works with PowerBuilder. So with that, let's start by talking about this real-time data platform. The good news is that our vision at SAP for Database and Technology is not about starting from scratch. Rather, we recognize that we have a tremendous leverage of products that have come together from SAP and solutions like SAP HANA that's captured the market with its innovation with in-memory processing, and from Sybase with products like ASE and IQ, SQL Anywhere that already are market leaders in their categories and have tremendous innovation, very robust, mature capabilities, and have already proven themselves in the market. We are looking to leverage all of these assets as we go forward and form a new platform called the Real-Time Data Platform. But as we do that, I want to make sure that everybody understands that we have no intention of abandoning these solutions or requiring them to be used with other solutions from SAP. We are going to continue to support every solution as a standalone solution as well. Our intention at SAP is to protect and extend your current investments in the solutions you already own. So if you're using PowerBuilder today, you've used it to custom build some applications, please rest assured that our intention is to allow you to continue to use PowerBuilder as a standalone solution. But if you choose to use it with other solutions from SAP, we want to make sure that you're getting that 1 + 1 = 3 effect of the extra synergy that we can provide by combining multiple of these solutions together to provide even more value to our customers and to partners. The way we're going to do this is through a 3-step process. The first step that you're going to hear us talk about as we start our journey to the real-time data platform is through an integration step. This integration step is about bringing these solutions together, making sure that they all work together in an out-of-the-box integrated fashion so that we provide application transparency across OLTP and analytics. We allow for tiered data for analytics so that if you have a small analytics solution, you're able to do something that is appropriate for a small solution that's very low maintenance, very low effort. But as you move up to a larger solution, you're able to take advantage of the innovations we offer for maximum value, but also able to take advantage for some of the more commodity capabilities we offer in order to minimize the cost to you. And we'll be, of course, optimizing the data movement across all of these choices as well. As we go through the integration step, we'll be moving on to the optimized step. The optimized step is making sure that we are providing real-time capabilities on big data, extending transaction systems to be able to handle the extreme transaction capabilities beyond what's possible today, taking advantage of in-memory capabilities that are out there and have been proven with solutions like HANA to enhance the performance and capabilities you have with big data, and optimizing the movement and ability to ingest data across all of the data integration methods. And we're talking about data that's unstructured, structured, real-time message feeds, all data types here. And then lastly, we'll be moving to a synthesized approach. And the synthesize is really where we take these solutions that have already been integrated and optimized, and we synthesize them into a single solution for our customers who choose to want to use multiple solutions together. With this, at this time, we'll be bringing out the ability to have an integrated OLTP and OLAP capabilities. In other words, you will be able to use a single database to support both transactional and analytic capabilities for SAP solutions as well as for custom solutions. We'll be providing the ability to do extended mobile deployment and making the movement of the data across this autonomic in nature, so that you have this data not just flowing between the different layers, but it's all done behind the scenes where there's no effort required by somebody on the front end. And then lastly, we'll be consolidating the orchestration environment to make it easier to administrate the solutions, make it easier to set them up, and make it easier to maintain and enhance them. Now, we are in various places of our journey to get to the real-time data platform as we go through this integration, optimize, and synthesize. And by that I mean we already have many of the solutions integrated together. In some cases we have them optimized, and we're already working on synthesize. But this is the journey we'll be going through. This is kind of the three-step approach that we're doing. As we do this, we want to make sure that all of our customers who have solutions, whether they're custom built with a PowerBuilder solution or whether they're a package solution from SAP, like our Business Suite solution, or from a third party, are able to evolve and upgrade from their current solutions to this complete platform without disruption. That is our focus, that is our goal, that is our stated direction at SAP. So again, as a PowerBuilder customer today, you'll be able to continue to use what you have today and continue to get all that robust value and that rich capability that you have out of a PowerBuilder solution, and we'll be continuing to enhance that product. But you'll also be able to choose to move up to higher levels of the solution that bring together different capabilities from across SAP and Sybase into even more powerful solutions. The final platform, as you see here, is going to be a combination of these solutions. So under the covers, it will have pieces of HANA, SQL Anywhere, ASE, IQ, as well as the different data movement solutions of replication server, data services, our master data management, our ESP layer as well. And we're going to offer a common modeling environment as well as a common landscape management and administration layer across this. Now, many of you may start looking at this and say, hey, where does PowerBuilder fit in, as this is the focus of today's solution? Well, where PowerBuilder fits in is as a complement to this real-time data platform. This real-time data platform is all about how we bring the data together and make it available for applications like PowerBuilder to use to present applications or create applications for our customers, as well as solutions like our business objects analytics environment, so that we can serve up reports, queries, dashboards to our end users. So PowerBuilder is a very, very important complement to the real-time data platform. It's a solution that will be leveraged to deliver transactional environments on top of the real-time data platform. And by delivering these capabilities for the real-time data platform, we are going to create new market opportunities for PowerBuilder developers like yourselves to be able to go out there and help both SAP customers as well as non-SAP customers leverage the real-time data platform to create these extreme transactional applications. We'll also be creating the market opportunity for you as a PowerBuilder developer to bring these real-time data platforms into your existing PowerBuilder applications and modify them and enhance them to provide even more value. Again, more market opportunity for you, the developer. So with that kind of background, I'd like to go ahead and just finish up by pointing out to everybody that the real-time data platform is going to be available in many different ways. We're going to make it available as an on-premise application, as a cloud application, as an on-device application, combining together in-memory and disk capabilities. But in the end, it's all about providing the services that PowerBuilder can then use to create even more powerful applications for both SAP and non-SAP customers. Sue, why don't you go ahead and take us at this point, and let's dig a little bit more into PowerBuilder and talk about what we're doing with PowerBuilder from a product perspective in particular, and then let's move beyond the product and talk about what we're also doing from a community perspective to help support the PowerBuilder developers and customers that are out there, as well as from a market perspective to help generate even more opportunities for these people.
Okay, great. Thanks, Jason. Before jumping into the product overview, I just wanted to talk about for a second how excited we are to be part of SAP, and that at SAP there's this sense of excitement about having PowerBuilder and about developers overall. There are a lot of people here who are familiar with PowerBuilder, and many have even been PowerBuilder developers at some point in their career, including some folks in senior management. So there's widespread support for the product, as well as an understanding of its inherent value for being able to really quickly and easily build business applications. So with that, let's look at the product, what PowerBuilder is, what's it all about. I know that there's some SAP folks on the call, so I wanted to do a little bit of an overview on what PowerBuilder is. It's been around since 1991, and it quickly became synonymous with the terms client-server and rapid application development, or RAD, because it was simply so easy to use. And there's a few key features that contribute to this ease of use. It has a really powerful yet very easy to use scripting language. It's been an object-oriented scripting language since its 1.0 release, so it has rich functionality, but it's very, very easy. Its wizard-driven development environment makes extensive use of declarative programming, meaning that by just clicking a few checkboxes here and there, PowerBuilder generates dozens of lines of code behind the scenes, making for a near-codeless development experience, which is another key contributor to high productivity. And then there's the data window. The data window has been called the crown jewel of PowerBuilder. It's patented technology. It's a data access component that really drives all the power in the product. So developers use the data window to paint or graphically create a complex SQL statement, and then PowerBuilder will, behind the scenes, optimize that SQL code for whatever the database is that's being used. And with about 5 lines of code, simple PowerScript to just do the basic connections, the data window will connect to the database. It'll issue an optimized SQL statement, return a result set, filter, and then sort the result set based on all these options that you've identified that declaratively. Even apply business logic rules, and then display the data in one of many different presentation styles, including a table or a grid or a variety of graphs. And to achieve this same level of functionality in another language, developers would have to code between 200 and 500 lines of code, or even more, depending on how complex the data is and what the business rules are that you're trying to apply. And data windows can even be created dynamically at runtime with a function call. PowerBuilder's always had this concept of openness. Originally, open sort of referred to being able to connect to any relational database, but this concept has evolved over time. And today, openness has a broader meaning, and it includes support for standards. It's really about integration. So a couple of examples would be that today, PowerBuilder supports the .NET Common Language Specification, meaning that it's a true dot language, and it supports REST-based web services. And it's also extensible. PowerBuilder there are customers and partners who use PowerBuilder to build plugins and add-ons and toolbars and frameworks even that are written for PowerBuilder in PowerBuilder. So as we continue to evolve the product in future releases, what we do is we incorporate emerging technologies and abstract their complexities. So all you ever really need is your PowerBuilder skill set. And then you'll be able to leverage whatever the current technologies are that the market's demanding today. So certainly you're a more productive developer if you know a little bit about those technologies. But PowerBuilder makes it really easy for you so that you don't have to know that. So it's all really about leveraging your existing skills and the code that you have, all your existing investment, and moving it forward, and not having to do costly rewrites for every new technology trend that comes along. So what can you build with PowerBuilder? Well, today you can build desktop applications that you can deploy as Win32 applications, or .NET WinForms, or .NET Web Forms, or WPF applications, as well as Smart Client applications. And then really soon, by around the end of this year, one of our partners, Appian, will be delivering a product that will allow you to develop your application in PowerBuilder and then deploy it to a mobile device. First, it will be native iOS code that will be generated with this product, and then later on in a future release, Android support. So the takeaway from this slide really is that PowerBuilder is about enabling you to build the type of applications that you need to build. And this is something that's going to evolve. Target types are going to change. And as we continue to evolve PowerBuilder, we'll adjust and adapt and address your needs in different ways. And this is how we're implementing this today. But again, the implementation details of how we do this will evolve over time as well. So here's a peek. If you opened up PowerBuilder, for the folks who haven't seen the product, if you open up PowerBuilder, this is what you'd see. And starting with 12.0 and with 12.5 as well, we ship 2 IDEs, Integrated Development Environments. And this is where a developer would code their applications. The classic IDE is the Windows 32 version that we've had since our 1.0 release. It certainly didn't look the same in 1.0. It's been updated many, many times. And you can see it sort of looks more like a traditional Windows type environment. The .NET IDE on the right is based on Microsoft's Visual Studio shell. Microsoft has a shell available that you can use in an integrated fashion or an isolated fashion. The integrated fashion is more like a plugin. This is not what we're using. We're using the isolated shell. So we're really using Visual Studio as the foundation for our PowerBuilder.NET IDE. So if you were building a .NET application, if you wanted to create a new .NET application, perhaps build a WPF application that stands for Windows Presentation Foundation, you'd use the .NET IDE. It's important to note, though, that SAP is the only vendor that is providing a migration path for Win32 code to the .NET platform. No other vendor's done that. Every other case, you'd have to rewrite your code. So here, you can open up an application that you may have written several years ago in the classic IDE. You can migrate it to .NET, and then you can work on it in the .NET IDE as well. So here's an example of some typical data windows and a variety of graphical formats. And these reports are really quick and easy to build with the data window. And the real power here, though, is how easy it is to access the data and apply the business logic to create these reports. This is something that takes a lot of coding in other languages. Even if you're going to use a third-party component as a plugin for Visual Studio, they have a really nice look and feel, and they have some pretty modern-looking UIs. But there's a lot of code that goes on behind the scenes. And the data window that's really where the data window excels, is at building the data for the graphical and complex displays that you have. And just like there's X Games, some of our customers take the data window to extremes. And one of those would be one of our customers, Buck Woolley. This is one of his data windows from a planning application. And he's created many data windows. You can actually Google his name and look on his site, and there's lots of different data windows and applications he's built, and it doesn't look anything like a typical PowerBuilder application. I remember at a PowerBuilder user conference once, we had a customer demo their app, and it was for a cruise ship, and the data window looked like a cruise ship, and you could click on different cells and reserve that cabin that you wanted to go to. So really, this is just demonstrating that the power of the data window is pretty limitless. So in this next section, we'll discuss what PowerBuilder offers today, what's coming in the midterm, and some of the things we're looking at doing in the future. And we'll be presenting our roadmap a bit differently than Sybase customers are used to, because from now on we'll be using the standard SAP format that Jason spoke about. And over the past 6 months, since we started our integration into SAP, we focused on more than just product direction. SAP has been working on other activities to embrace PowerBuilder developers and bring them into the fold. And we've been promoting PowerBuilder to the SAP community at a lot of different pretty large developer-focused events where there's a lot of cross-pollination of products going on. And we've also been working on sales enablement. So there's 2 key things I want you to take away from this presentation, and that would be this. First, SAP is committed to delivering PowerBuilder as a standalone product. And second, the SAP is committed to integrating PowerBuilder to support the real-time data platform and other products at SAP. So when I'm talking about the first bullet, being committed to delivering PowerBuilder as a standalone product, this means that not only will we continue to deliver the product enhancements that we've been talking about for a while, but we'll be doing a lot more. And you'll see some of this on the roadmap slide, which is up next. But also, as Jason mentioned, SAP knows it's just as important to deliver support for developers as it is to deliver new product releases. And we have been moving really quickly to embrace PowerBuilder developers, promote the product, generate awareness, and I'll talk about some of those activities that we've been doing in some future slides. And because the SAP real-time data platform is the foundation of our strategic direction, you'll certainly be hearing a lot more about this in future presentations and other messaging. And over time, we'll hear more about how we're integrating PowerBuilder into this platform and enabling customers to use PowerBuilder with this platform. So this is the SAP standard roadmap slide format, and we'll talk about what's available today, some of the planned innovations to be delivered in the midterm, and then some of the future innovations that we have under consideration. And it's important to note, as I said a second ago, that we plan to deliver on promises we've made in the past, but we're doing a lot more. And you'll notice that the original plan of record, the features there, or actually I should call it functionality instead of features, listed in black, and then additions to the plan are listed in blue. So let's take a look at where we are today, since I know that there's SAP people on the call who might not be aware of what's in this current release. So today, version 12.5 is available, and as we saw a few slides back, it has 2 integrated development environments so that developers can continue to develop and enhance their Win32 applications, or they can migrate them to .NET, or they can build new applications for .NET. And one of the most important features of this release is really that it allows PowerBuilder developers to share the data window, the power of the data window, with .NET development teams. So in this release, you can build a class that we call it a custom visual user object, and that encapsulates your data window. And then you can deploy it as a .NET assembly. And then developers can then use this assembly in their Visual Studio development efforts as a third-party component. And I'll show you how this works in the next slide. So this basically shows how the data window that you built and wrapped as part of a custom visual user object is deployed as a WPF assembly. And then when it's imported by a Visual Studio developer, the custom visual user object that contains your data window is converted to a WPF control. So you as a PowerBuilder developer can help really solve problems for your .NET development team by really quickly and easily building a rich data access component much faster than they can. And so this is a great way to promote the productivity of the data window and of PowerBuilder in your .NET development team. So next we'll take a look at some of the enhancements that we have planned for the midterm. And again, as you can see, there's features here that we have promised, and then there's some new features here listed in blue. And the three features actually listed here in blue for the midterm column, we already have examples of PowerBuilder working with HANA and Gateway and NetWeaver, but we listed them in blue because even though they work together today, we're working to deliver enhanced integration for these products. So let's take a look at some of the enhancements that we've planned for the midterm. We've been talking about an HTML5 data window for a while. IDW5 is the new name for this component. And its architecture has two main parts. There's the server side and the browser side. And the server side is responsible for retrieving and caching data, and it does more of the complex calculations, while the browser will focus mainly on presentation. So to use this component, it's pretty simple. You open up the PowerBuilder.net IDE, you create your data windows, you export them as SRD files, and then just copy those files to the server, and then you can access them from a browser on pretty much any device. And here are some examples. This is a peek at the IDW5 data window on iOS devices. There's a graph on an iPhone on the left and a drop-down data window and a graph data window on the iPad. And then this shows the IDW5 being accessed from an IE browser, most likely on a desktop, with a graph and an editable grid data window. Now, there's also a lot of work going on to update the PowerBuilder Classic IDE. For the past couple of releases, we focused an awful lot on .NET and getting the .NET IDE more robust and functional. And this release will be adding features and usability enhancements to the Classic IDE. And this is just a look at the Classic IDE with a dockable window feature. So this is something that you have in the .NET IDE. This is something that Visual Studio has. It's a very similar look and feel. So you can drag a window around any place you want. And when you close out, it'll save your settings. So whatever you want as your specific setup, it'll be smart enough to remember that. So this is just an example of some of the features that we're working on to enhance Classic. So in the third column, you'll find some of the things that we're looking at for the future. And some of these things may not stay in this column, but instead could be pulled into the midterm column. Our engineering team has already begun actually working in a lot of these areas. For example, we have met with several engineering teams to talk about integration and see how PowerBuilder can simplify development for those platforms. One in particular is Business One. Many of the customers who use Business One are also PowerBuilder customers. There's a lot of overlap in that community. And there's already one PowerBuilder customer who was actually recognized by SAP as a 2011 Pinnacle Award finalist for their PowerBuilder application that they built on the B1 platform, and that's the BEAS group. It's be.as. So that's really kind of exciting for us. Our engineering team is also exploring a lot of the other items on this list, and they're building prototypes with the PowerBuilder virtual machine running on multiple platforms. And you'll be hearing about these future innovations that we're exploring as we continue to work on new releases and as more definitive information becomes available. So as I mentioned earlier, we've spent a lot of time focusing on both product enhancements as well as building support for PowerBuilder within the community. And it's important to note that SAP recognizes that in order for the real-time data platform to be successful, it needs developers to embrace the platform. And this means a strong developer community and tools to make it easy to develop for this platform. So in the next section, we'll talk about some of the activities that are community-focused and how PowerBuilder is playing a role. So again, this year, we'll have our conference. This year it's called the PowerBuilder Developer Conference, or PBDC for short. And it will be co-located with SAP Tech Ed. And it's great because we're able to keep the price point lower, and your pass to the PowerBuilder Developer Conference will get you access to not just our technical sessions, but to all the important conference events, including the keynote, demo jam, the exhibit hall, and this year's special event, which is 3 Doors Down. Our week this year is going to be packed with a lot of content in a bunch of different formats, and the activities actually start before the conference kicks off. In conjunction with ISUG, Yakov Werde will be teaching a .NET course, and you can still sign up. There's still a few slots open. This will be a hands-on session where you'll be able to walk away with your own .NET app that you've built. So this is a really, always, whenever Yakov teaches these types of courses, they're always packed, and customers love them. Then our own evangelist team will also be showing customers how to use PowerBuilder at the pre-conference InnoJam event. And I'll talk about InnoJams more in an upcoming slide, but this is really a great way for developers to become exposed to and get a chance to use a bunch of different SAP technologies and then build a solution to solve a specific real-world problem. So when we kick off the developer conference, we'll have a packed set of presentations on day one. We'll start off with a roadmap presentation, sort of similar to what we're talking about today, and then we'll demo some of what's coming next in PowerBuilder. Then we'll have Ann Hardy, who's an SAP Vice President of Developer Evangelism. She's going to come in and talk about the Developer Center, which is part of the SAP Community Network, a much larger network. And this is a great opportunity to meet Ann. Her team is responsible for a lot of developer activities, so she'll have a lot of good information to share, and I'm really looking forward to that. Next, we'll have a customer discussion panel. And this is going to be a really interesting presentation because it's going to be by developers for developers. We're not really too involved in this because I want it to be a really authentic developer-focused discussion. I want it to be relevant issues that customers are experiencing and things that they want to share. So we're really excited about that, and it will also include an IDC analyst on this panel as well. And then we'll wrap up the first day with the highly anticipated presentation on how you can take your PowerBuilder applications and deploy them to iOS devices with Appian Mobile. This is really a can't-miss presentation. It's a great way to finish off the first day. And then we'll have technical sessions for the next 2 days. And then on Friday, we'll be trying something new. We'll be hosting an informal brunch. And we thought this would be a great opportunity for folks to network with fellow developers, meet one-on-one with SAP employees, and provide an opportunity for you to follow up on any questions you may have had for the presenters in any of the technical sessions or members of our customer panel. So Sybase Education has transitioned into SAP Education, and courses and certifications that are being administered will be the same as they are for any other SAP offering. I know that a lot of folks have been wondering, what's going on with certification? Will we have that? And PowerBuilder will be part of all the new certification exams as they're created. So there'll be a component for PowerBuilder just like all the other products. So our training efforts are going to continue to integrate with what SAP is doing. We also have a partnership with ISUG and training partners like SAP mentor Yakov Werde, and we'll continue to work with these folks for other training options. And there's a variety of informal training offerings. SAP is going to continue to develop and deliver tutorials and webinars, and so will our partners who are listed here who have banded together to run PBTV webinars each month on a variety of topics. John Strano has also been working on creating and collecting a library of how-to videos for the PowerBuilder community. There's actually been a whole bunch of folks in SAP who's been contributing to that, so we're excited for that. And by the way, if anyone out there is interested in participating, creating a short video, 5 minutes or less, I'm sure that everybody here has something that would be great to share. Join the developer network and upload a video. We'd be so excited to see it. So SAP has a whole bunch of different kind of jams. So far, I've learned about InnoJams and demo jams and code jams. And they're all developer-focused events, and they're a lot of fun. InnoJams are these nonstop learning events. Developers can learn about different SAP technologies. Actually, what happens is there's an expert in each area representing each product, and they do a very brief sort of, I forget what it's called, but a very brief presentation to the audience on what the technology is about, when you'd use it, why you'd use it. And then the group is presented with a challenge. And so then the group breaks up into small groups, and then they work collaboratively to sort of design a solution for this. And design thinking has been infused into this process as well. So InnoJam events, they're just such a great way to learn about a variety of new SAP products. Now you get to learn about design thinking, which is great. Put that on your resume, meet new people, and then build a solution for a problem as part of a team. And you may not have heard, but PowerBuilder has already been gaining traction and getting attention in SAP through these events. We took part recently in the InnoJam event in Melbourne in August, and PowerBuilder and Gateway were used together. So definitely sign up for the InnoJam. If you're heading to TechEd, it's worth it to come a couple days earlier and take part in this event. So I talked about how we've been spending a lot of time integrating PowerBuilder into SAP and focusing on developer support and awareness. PowerBuilder was the first Sybase branded product added to the new SAP Developer Center. And this is a snapshot of the main page we have, where we've got a link for this main page that takes you to the PowerBuilder page. This is just phase 1 right now. And then this is a snapshot of the middle of the PowerBuilder page, linked off the main page, where you can see some of the content that we have posted already. And I just wanted to sort of give a shout out to Matt Valent. I cut and pasted. It's in the lower left-hand corner of the slide. You can see this comes from further down on the main page. It talks about top participants. And Matt has been fantastic. Matt is a developer at McKesson in Charlotte, North Carolina. And he has been incredibly active and engaged member of our community. Came to us and said he wanted to start a user group last year at TechEd, and has been running this user group, presenting at it, engaging others, sharing information, helping other folks who want to start user groups by sharing information with them. And now he's jumped in and become a really active member of the SAP community. So I encourage you to contact Matt if you're interested in starting a user group, or if you have a user group and you're not quite sure what to present, if you feel like you're lacking information, contact Matt. He's a great guy to help you, and I just wanted to give him a shout out and thank him for everything he's doing. So I showed you phase 1. Phase 2 is coming. Actually, it's coming in the next couple of weeks. Right around the time of TechEd, we'll probably have the phase 2 available. And we posted this slide and the next one are just a snapshot of the HANA page to show you what will be coming for PowerBuilder. So a lot more content, a lot more interactive discussions in phase 2. So we know that HANA is a core component of the real-time data platform. And today, it's already possible to use PowerBuilder and HANA together. And this blog post on the Developer Center talks about how one SAP employee started using the products together. So you should check out this blog, try it out yourself, try using PowerBuilder and HANA, and then post a note on it and share your experience as well. The SAP Developer Center is part, like I said, is part of a much larger and active SAP community network. And word spreads really quickly about new products, solutions, trying different products together. It's quite an active and exciting place. And here's another example of how word spreads quickly. So PowerBuilder was featured at the Melbourne InnoJam, and in this blog post, there's an SAP developer talking about how he read about that InnoJam event and said, hey, I want to try this out myself. So he tried PowerBuilder and Gateway to access SAP ERP, and he documented this experience. And this really, this creates more information available to others on using PowerBuilder and Gateway. And this sort of ripple effect of these types of activities is going to continue to drive awareness and demand for all products and for using products together. So I think stickers are cool, not just like little kids when they go to the doctor. And I think this is a pretty cool SAP Community Network sticker. It's a picture of the back of my laptop, and I think I actually put it on crooked. But anyway, I wanted to encourage more folks to join the community. So for the first 25 people who sign up as a member and test PowerBuilder out or any other SAP product and then post about it, and then you can either email me or you can send me a note to my SAP profile on the network. I'll send you one of these stickers. So be one of the first to get a cool sticker and join the community. I've been talking about I mentioned Yakov a couple of times with his new title, but I wanted to just put a slide up here that talks about how there's a few mentors now from the PowerBuilder community, and I think it's really important that we've done this because SAP wants to make sure that the PowerBuilder community isn't out there as a separate group. We're committed to integrating the PowerBuilder community into the SAP community, and so this is another step we took toward this effort by naming the first 3 mentors from this community. So we're really excited. It'll be another channel that will lead to a lot of opportunities to help drive demand and awareness for PowerBuilders throughout the SAP community, and also provide us with learning opportunities for more SAP products. So another way we're creating community at SAP is through projects like Blog It Forward. This is a program based loosely on the theme of the movie Pay It Forward, and anyone can participate either by signing up directly and asking to participate, or by being tagged by someone who's already participating. So it's just a real informal way of sort of introducing yourself. Once a community member is tagged, you follow the format, the Blog It Forward format. You create a blog, you introduce yourselves, you share some personal information, you share some areas of expertise, and then folks comment on it, and you make a whole bunch of new friends. You increase your network, and it's a great way to build relationships and sort of foster more meaningful engagement. And so today's challenge is for everybody to Google Blog It Forward and sign up, or email me and I'll tag you, and then tag 1 or 2 friends yourself. So to sort of summarize today, PowerBuilder is and always has been the easiest and most productive tool for building business applications. And SAP is committed to continuing to invest in PowerBuilder, to evolve the product, to keep it current with emerging technologies. And they're also committed to building a vibrant developer community that engages PowerBuilder developers and also integrates PowerBuilder into SAP and the real-time data platform. So with that, I'd like to ask the operator to open up the lines for Q&A.
Thank you. The question and answer session will be conducted electronically. To ask a question, please press *1 on your telephone keypad at this time. We will take as many questions as time permits and proceed in the order you signal us. A voice prompt on your phone line will indicate when your line is open to ask a question. Please state your name before posing your question. Once again, press *1 to ask a question. We will pause for just a moment to assemble the queue. As a reminder, to ask a question at this time, please press *1. We will now take our first question. Please go ahead. Your line is now open.
Yes, this is Matt Ballard from Charlotte. First of all, thank you, Sue, for all the kind words, and I'm expecting a little oval thing in the mail in regards to the SCN network.
You will
But
get
really,
one.
my question is, how do you set up SAP HANA? I went through the blog entry, and I kind of found some stuff to download to try to play around with it, but I really wasn't able to find any information on setting that up, or perhaps it's only a tool that you can only use if it's been purchased by yourself or your company. So I was a little unclear on how I might emulate that blog entry.
Hi, Sue. This is Jason. Why don't you let me handle that one? So, Matt, first of all, thank you very much for everything you've already done to get involved with the SAP community. On SAP Developer Center, if you go to the main page, just like there's a link to PowerBuilder to the area for PowerBuilder, there is a link to the area for HANA. If you click on that link, you'll see that there are two options for working with HANA as a developer. We do not charge anything for the developer license for HANA, so you can get it to use from a development or an evaluation standpoint for free. It is an appliance model, so you cannot download it, but we do offer two approaches. The first approach is there is a link where you can request access to a 30-day evaluation system. This will give you access to a HANA appliance that we have running back at SAP that you'll integrate with over the internet. And you'll be able to use for your testing. It is a 30-day time period. The second is if you want a more permanent thing, we do offer free developer license of HANA with Amazon Web Services. The only thing that you wind up paying for is the server time on Amazon, that Amazon charges you. And again, there's a link to get access. It's about a 5-minute process if you follow the link to do the one-click license agreement, even set up an Amazon account if you want one, and actually instantiate your HANA instance, your own personal HANA instance. There are, in addition, there are tutorials and trials and getting started guides all right there on the page to help you through the process of starting with a HANA instance. If you have any questions, just right there you'll be able to submit questions on, hey, I need some help, and we'll be happy to help you.
Oh.
Operator, can we get the next question?
As a reminder, to ask a question, please press *1 on your telephone keypad. We will pause for just a moment to assemble the queue. We will now take our next question. Please go ahead. Your line is now open.
Yes, this is Jason Spencer. You mentioned the HTML5 data window, the IDW5, and that it was a two-tier component, one for the server, one for the client. On the server side, what servers will be supported?
For now, I know it's IIS. I'm not sure if you have any additional info yet, John, from engineering.
No, not along that line.
Sue, why don't we take that question and have you, if you could follow up with Jason Fenter after the call and just get the additional servers for him. And
Sure.
Jason, if there's a specific server that you're interested in, if you could send us an email so we can check on that server in particular, we'd appreciate it.
I will. I'll send it directly to Sue. Thank you.
We have no further questions over the audio at this time.
All right, well, listen, everybody, I appreciate your attendance. This was the first session. I hope you got a good sense of the fact that SAP has been listening. There's obviously more work we need to do, and we intend to go down the path. We appreciate all the input, opinions, comments that everyone's been providing. I hope from this session you've got a good idea of the fact that SAP is committed to PowerBuilder, the fact that we are both looking to invest in the product and evolve the product, as well as make sure that this product benefits from the larger SAP infrastructure. And I think you've seen a lot of things that we started doing here to help build a support infrastructure to help you as developers both enhance your skills as well as connect with the rest of SAP, and also make sure that there is a tremendous market demand for PowerBuilder, both from the community that's already adopted it in our customer base, as well as from the legacy SAP customers. And you've seen how we've been able to provide you information on how you can integrate with that, as well as you see where we're doing some stuff to make sure that there's awareness out there about PowerBuilder among these customers. And then lastly, making sure that it's connected to the future direction and the future focus of SAP around the real-time data platform. So this solution is going to be an important component. SAP HANA and the real-time data platform are meant to be for everyone, not just for SAP customers. So this is going to create a market opportunity for the PowerBuilder solution. We look forward to meeting a lot of you at the upcoming PowerBuilder conference, and for those of you at the TechEd conference as well. Please don't hesitate to reach out to Sue, myself, John Strano, or others if you'd like to meet with us one-on-one at those events. Many of us from SAP will be at these events and would be happy to sit down one-on-one with you to discuss your ideas, your opinions, and your questions. And with that, Sue, is there any final words that you wanted to say?
No, I just wanted to thank everyone for coming and just let everyone know that we're really excited about PowerBuilder in SAP, and we see a lot of opportunity, and we're also looking forward to catching up with you.
So with that, appreciate Sue. Thank you very much. And why don't we turn it back over to the operator to close the call.
Thank you. On behalf of the SAP KPS team, I'd like to thank Jason Levenger and Sue Dennell. This now concludes the presentation. Thank you for your attention. You may disconnect at this time.